All right, and welcome back on the game 3 between HellRaisers and FlyToMoon in this first best of 3 of the day. We got ourselves a barn burner. HellRaisers take an easy game 1, FlyToMoon seemingly take an easy game 2. It's been pretty one-sided in some aspects of both games. Where FlyToMoon, once, 20-minute mark? Once we got to about the 20-minute mark, they really just kind of walked away with it. Funnick felt like he wasn't doing anything on that bounty hunter. Nyx didn't feel as important on the life stealer, and it was just overall just a better game from FlyToMoon. And now they come into this third game, Ancient Apparition back on a FlyToMoon, and now they've picked up the Mars, which has been a very popular pick in this region. And HellRaisers, they go to the Lycan, something you don't see
Yeah.
too often these days.
It's an interesting start from Hellraisers. I think you guys didn't catch it, but actually I guess you did actually. It's the start of this draft was like Chen pick, and then it was like, hey, Mars, and then Hellraisers were like, ooh, Lycan. Instantly, these guys clearly know what they want. Again, it's the battle of Chen. This is clearly a priority for them. I think maybe changing up the game plan for Hellraisers is key because I think their initial playstyle of having these clunkier, slower cores with the Chen means that it's easier to get kind of misplays occur. When you have a Lycan, it's very, very clear cut. You play your lane, you potentially go for this Necro build, you push towers, or you go for more of the right click build, and you go for the kills, and you just be super high tempo. The only issue I find currently with this Lycan pick is have a Mars, naturally very strong lane pusher, very big laning presence. So if he has a good start to the game, it might be hard for Lycan to have a decent game. And then now especially, whoa, you pair this with a Wyvern as well. Lycan hates playing against Wyvern because if he's ever close to his own units, get the ult off, boom. Necros, Wolves slapping you down, you're pretty much a dead man. Adios. So FlyToMoon really already countering the one of the cores from Hellraisers. This Lycan, it could be mid. It has flexibility to be in multiple lanes.
Troll. I love this pick. To me, Troll feels like a very we've won the game already kind of pick.
Yeah, the draft from FlyToMoon right now is pretty much answering most of Hellraisers. They've got a carry that can deal with all these units with the whirling axes. You've got the offlane that has presence and scalability team fight. You've got kill potential on your supports on the core as well. Like the only I was gonna say like the best picks right now for Hellraisers potentially could have been either an OD to bridge that kind of potential struggle in the mid game. You've got the disable, disengage and stuff, but instead you go for the Ember. You punish the fact they have no reliable lockdown. They only have Spear right now and Curse are their two primary sources of lockdown, which means this Ember is always going to be able to get to the backlines. He's always going to be able to be elusive. And Hellraisers, they're going for tempo. They're going for this. We're going to leave laning phase, maybe get this phase drum beat could be on Ember, maybe a Necro and Lycan. And if you want to fight us, you're going to have to commit and also hit correctly your spells. And if this Ember plays correctly, going in front, tanking the Mars ult or a Spear or a Curse, then now your Lycan's like, all right, guys, I got a free game. They've lost all their ways of killing me. I can just run at them. So Hellraisers, they have the answers to deal with how countered this Lycan is, but it's all about execution. We saw in game 2, the execution from Hellraisers, it was like good, oh, non-existent. So, I'm enjoying this one.
So we see here too the FlyToMoon. They've picked up this Winter Wyvern, which should be sitting in like a 4 position, a 5. How are you in feeling a Orchid that's usually like a first item for a Winter Wyvern in the 4?
It entirely depends on the game. Like in this game, there's a lack of lockdown coming from FlyToMoon, so the Orchid does allow for you to find another way to catch this Ember Spirit. So I'm not opposed to it. Especially, I think the most underrated thing about the Wyvern Orchid is you have Arctic Burn, which means you can come from angles which some heroes can't. So you can fly around the trees, get that instant Orchid off, stun, like hit him down, and then you layer the curse on top. So I can see it being a good build. Just it really depends on what their final pick is. If they need the Orchid, that is also potential. There's flexibility where this Miss Mars could also just be a mid lane. They could still pick up their off lane hero to counter the laning phase of Hellraisers.
You know, that is a very CIS thing to do, is have this Mars
Yeah.
not only picked, but in the mid, and that is something that we saw, say, Dendy do
Oh, here we
in a couple
go.
qualifiers. Ooh, Night Stalker, another hero
Tempo,
that just...
tempo, tempo, tempo. Sorry.
No, I love it. I love it.
I think the main concern right now is like a Razor type pick is like absolute boss tier, where you've got all these melee boys. Sure, they have the ability to run at you, but if you don't have a good lane, you can't really progress into having anything in the game. So Mars, strong laner, Troll, extremely strong laner, Night Stalker, weak laner, Lycan, kind of a weak laner. He exists, doesn't really pressure, just exists. So if FlyToMoon pick up some big boy, like even a Viper, for example, or a Huskar.
That was one of those gulp picks that you talked about in the
there we
second
go.
game.
Yep, it was like Razor was number one, then it got to Viper, and then my mind was like, going, what's that other hero that is really annoying and I can't get the hero name, and then you just hear the spear sound as he gets picked into the game. You're like, oh fuck, Huskar's arrived. Yeah, this is whew,
This seems like another
this is a
brawl
rough.
game.
Yeah, for sure. But as much as this Huskar pick's like good, I think the main concern that you may have on FlyToMoon is simply if you do get this early kind of big death ball rolling on the HellRaisers, how do you stop it to that degree? But then I guess the rebuttal is clearly, I think FlyToMoon, they have the answers. As much as I just tried making it even, you know. Do you know when like as a cast, I can't show bias, you know, there's gotta be gives and takes for everyone. In reality, FlyToMoon, they're gonna this lineup is just they've got high ground defense, they've got wave clear, they got pick off, they've got BKB piercing stuns, they've got lane dominators. Yep, FlyToMoon, I'm already chalking it up. They're gonna win game 3.
Last time he chalked it up, though. Just saying.
All right, I'm 50-50. All right,
50,
that's still
50.
better.
It's a failing grade in America.
Everything goes down to 50-50, you know, like
Coin tosses,
yeah,
not dice
or
rolls.
technically 51-49 if we reference Brexit, but you know, let's not make this political.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, if
Like,
you're making a pick right now, how many delegates do I get? If we want to make it political and go American route, you know, we could just
damn.
go off the
battle.
But I'm excited. This Huskar pick, I'm always a fan of seeing it because I always hate playing against it. So I love seeing other teams react to it. If that makes sense, like I love seeing a team either feel the pain or how do they get out of such a pick. You know, how do they get out of what looks to just be a banger of a pick?
Well, the saving grace of this is the fact that Ember Spirit has quite a free itemization as a hero in terms of like he can very much go for the Vessel, and Vessel is a very big item in this game against the Wyvern Hill, against the Huskar naturally. Like it's really good. So if Ember Spirit can, it's so hard to say because obviously Ember v Huskar's gonna have a pretty free time, but if Ember Spirit can get to the point where he gets his Vessel, if Funnick gets to play the lane, gets an early phase drum, anything, phase BKB, then he's going to have good presence, even if he goes Ags. Like, there's a point where FlyToMoon, they have their way to crush lanes and to counter the Lycan. But the main thing is, if this Huskar, as classic as, like, we've all had our CIS Huskars in our games, lads, so everyone's aware of this. Maybe if you're from NA or SEA right now, you're probably not really aware of what I'm saying right now, but we've all got that CIS Huskar player that plays his mid lane, gets a couple kills, feels a bit too big for his boots, dies a couple times, doesn't buy BKB because he wants to go like Satanic, AC, some Halberd, some really kappa build, and then eventually just dies many times over to a Vessel. So there is potential that itemization might not be that good for Huskar. There might be some overstepped. And then eventually do you lose your base? Like HellRaisers, we have to respect it. If they get to your base and one or two heroes are down FlyToMoon, you're going to lose buildings. You got a Lycan in your team, so whew.
My friend Bills, I don't know if you know him. He's pretty highly ranked in the or not high ranked, but he's got a high medal up in the EU area. He loves Spear Vessel on his mid heroes, like loves it. Yeah. Like you brought it up on the Ember. He thinks that's like one of the best mid hero items right now that you can get.
It has its moment. Yeah, I think it's all about like the mid lane's always been the lane.
Found unworthy.
How do I phrase this? The mid lane's always the lane where you have the safest amount of farm simply because of the rotation potential in most matchup lineups nowadays. Is you can't really get onto this mid lane, especially if you look at the discrepancy of Radiant and Dire. It's kind of hard to gank Radiant due to the tree line and the fact that it's very enclosed. So overall, you have flexibility in just buying pretty much anything you want because normally you get the gold. So Vestal naturally does give you that tempo setting kind of item only on certain heroes that I think the heroes that can actually play off of that connection. So Ember Spirit naturally wants to be aggressive, gets the vessel, is part of kill. So yeah, I can see it being picked up on certain heroes. Maybe not a lot of heroes, and it being a standard item for mid, but yeah, on certain heroes it's big.
Yeah, he does enjoy playing a lot of mid heroes that do pick up the Spirit Vessel, though. That's, to be fair.
Yeah.
If he's playing a mid, it's usually one that can benefit off a Spirit Vessel as much as possible. Especially he's been loving Void Spirit with a Spirit Vessel.
Yeah, Void Spirit as well is one of those heroes that has a little bit of flexibility with itemization.
The battle begins.
This AA troll lane, this is such a pain lane to play against. Like you got the spam of Chilling Touch, you've then got the Whirling Axes. So Night Stalker, it kind of falls into the same category as Pangolier, where its laning is very underwhelming. Sure, you're a little bit tanky, you got 5 armor, nice little bit of regen, but you're still not you never apply pressure. And Troll loves living life. But Nick's bottom already on 200 HP. Yeah, these lanes are going to be, I think they're going to be rough in all lanes for HellRaisers.
Mid, they're trying to harass up Iceberg early, so yeah, that's what's leaving Nyx vulnerable by himself. But they are going to rotate over the Winter Wyvern of Aloha Dance, and I'm a big fan of Winter Wyvern right now. I feel like Arctic Burn just feels so good early.
Yeah, I think Wyvern overall as a hero is very much a creep if you don't have Arctic Burn up. So it's using Arctic Burn for the first bounty rune, then transitioning to having it back up for when the creeps meet, and then after that it does feel a little bit underwhelming at times. So Mars, though, his career falling to Disruptor. No, goodbye, buddy.
Now the question is, does Miposhka get to leave this? Because it immediately General turns around and he, I thought, might want to go on this Disruptor. He's kind of caught in a bad spot. They do have Arctic Burn to work with this, and they do have a Spear to throw. They wouldn't even need to throw it seems like, as Miposhka drops. And First Blood's there for General. And now that they've got this Spear available, Nyx is pretty far forward. So Spear will hit the tree, and then things feel a lot worse here for Nyx, who's on the run. God's Rebuke available, and a couple more shots will get them the kill. So Nyx moves forward, and he's just way out of position.
Quite unfortunate to say, but laning phase going in the favor of FlyToMoon so far.
And that was a good move by General, because I feel like he could have been a lot more loose with the Spear if he really wanted to be. But it's knowing his mana pool, knowing that, or maybe seeing that Nyx was moving forward and just holding it. And then, of course, landing it as well, because you could throw it, but you still got to land it.
Yeah, that's the difference between quite a lot of players, right? It's the understanding of what your hero can really provide. And as you said, it's the discipline knowing, okay, I don't actually need to use this spell to get this kill, so that you can save it and get another kill. Often we see in games, you lads, you throw out all your spells on these heroes, you get the kill, but you wasted like an additional couple spells on a hero, and you can't then transition to more kills after that. Yes. Oh, look at the Ember. 4 and 2. What are you gonna do, bro? You mean farm jungle? No problem. That is the saving grace though for the Ember v Huskar situation. Is you put points in Flame Guard, you can hit up this camp here, but it's still the fact that you're farming one neutral camp compared to the Huskar free farming an entire creep wave on repeat.
And just not only getting all the last hits, but locking down every deny possible.
If you wanted to, right now the wave's pushing in, so
grab another deny, 17 and 13, sitting about a full level ahead of this Ember. Kasani, who we saw struggle in the previous game, like yes, he had the beginning part of that game. Let me rephrase that. The beginning part of the game where he did have Iceberg moving in past the tier 1 tower and really dominating him, and then around the 3 or 4 mark, he kind of turned it around, and then Roger came. That mid lane last game was all over the place.
Yeah, a little bit of a rodeo, that's for sure.
But this one seems much more dominated by Iceberg, at least, and Kasani going to extra levels here to drag the creep wave.
Yeah, you have to make some of these plays. Like, you literally can't play the lane, so grabbing the wave, doing whatever you can just to manipulate it. But
Nyx,
I
bottom, he's hit by an Arctic burn, and now the God's Rebuke comes in. General has enough for that spear, and there's a tree right there to throw him on. The glimpse back will push back Mars, and yeah, Aloha Dense doesn't want to commit to trying going on to this Lycan, who will salve up.
I think the most important thing is actually this top lane. If we look at the CS right now, it's the Night Stalker on 15 CS, which is pretty good. Normally, you expect these lanes to be a little bit more kind of painful for the Night Stalker, a little bit more underwhelming. But no, yeah, I think the main reason for this was the lane was always pushed up in front of this tier 1 tower. So now that the lane's reset, you might see a little bit less CSing coming from Night Stalker and a bit more pressure coming out from Dire.
Got 2 levels into the Chilling Touch early on, as well as the Cold Feet, which is no surprise. You continue to harass with that early damage that Chilling Touch provides, and sometimes it feels good. I think it's not going to really affect Funnick as much, but...
Oh, Mapochka, see ya.
They'll get
I don't
another
know if you
kill
call
on the
that. It
bottom.
literally was just a God's Rebuke to the face. God damn it. Not again.
No, I was looking over at the Ancient Apparition, just harassing, just showing that, how little it feels like that Chilling Touch is doing to the Night Stalker. Casually just, getting
It's
lost
that
in
casual
it.
paracer. Lost within the world of AA.
That's gonna happen when he's my favorite hero. I feel like that happens to some casters where they see their favorite hero in the game and they want to learn a little bit more, so they take a little bit more time to look over what they're doing.
I see.
But look at this
okay,
Iceberg
okay.
just dominating. 33 and 25 to the 14 and 2 of this Ember, and this is, I don't think, including any side camps or
No, this is just
for Iceberg.
this is just pure lane. But we say dominating. Let's be clear here. He did last pick a Husker into an Ember Spirit, in which the Ember Spirit has not actually played the lane. He's just been running around.
Boots and
That's
award.
cute. That is cute, but nearly level 5 on Ember Spirit compared to the nearly level 7 on Huskar. So yeah, this is very rough. You're not going to get an early vessel on the Ember Spirit. You're not going to really get any rotational potential coming from him. Normally he gets an early 6, maybe gets like quick TP to a side lane, bada bing, bada boom, gets a kill or 2, sets the tempo. But when you're in this kind of poverty recovery mode, you're going to see the Huskar the one making the first move. Maybe obviously that early armlet, and yeah, it's going to be hard. I think Night Stalker as well, he's kind of pinned to this top lane. Only level 5, doesn't have point in ult, of course, yet. You don't really expect him to have anything else, but normally he's also the same type of hero. He wants to play off of the tempo of his Ember Spirit. He can't really play into his Lycan. So how does he play this first nighttime? Answer, he has to just farm.
I do find it funny that Ember Spirit was dragging that creep wave into the beginning. Iceberg was chasing him and just denying still. Like, yeah, okay, drag it. I'm gonna get a couple more denies here. And under the tower, Iceberg's been picture perfect. I don't think he's missed one yet. And yeah, picture perfect. 44 and 29. That is just disgusting.
Oh
He's gonna come
no,
over
he's
and
only
check
level
his eye.
5 on Ember Spirit. No.
Yeah, he does not have a remnant to jump to. Iceberg moving forward. He does have that life break. He's sitting level 7. Question
He
is,
doesn't
can
have
he
the
get
boost, though,
into
so the courier
range?
snipe. Yeah, there's courier snipe on
She'll
the
touch again in a second, though.
Go, go, go.
Does he catch up?
Oh, there
Hey,
you
bring
go.
V-Tune over. Okay, so yeah. We'll bring over V-Tune and finish off this Ember. I'm not sure that was too necessary, but at the same time, he's right back to top. V-Tune not missing too much on that one.
No. Not at all, but God, that was
Switch
sad
us
to
over to the
watch.
net worth, because this is
Just-
such a slaughter,
yeah.
and you take a look. It's 1,000 net worth lead right now.
Yeah, it's a healthy amount, I think. Oh, General blocking up his camp that he wanted to farm. It's unfortunate. But I know you can see now, look, Lycan resorting to the jungle, your Night Stalkers just existing top, your Chen's farming jungle, your Embers getting a little trickle, a bit of farm, like all across the map. You've just got everyone in recovery mode pretty much from HellRaisers in terms of the laning phase. And yeah, this is not what you want to see from this lineup. This is the lineup that has the tempo, that has the pace, that puts you on the back foot. FlyToMoon, they pick this Huskar, it changes everything.
Although I will say sometimes Huskars, I feel like, get a little lost in the farm.
Yeah,
I've
to some
seen
degree.
too many Huskars just kind of like get all this farm, and then like it's just too late. Like you've spent all this time farming when you can take advantage a little bit earlier, and they don't, and then it just doesn't seem as much of a good game plan as it might have in the mindset of it all at the beginning.
Yeah, you can hear like in the chucking out an ult mid. Wyvern isn't actually level 6 yet, so that big counter. But early point in cold embrace means look at him. He's loving life. He doesn't care. Nice damage lycan, bro. Physical for what?
Giving the old little eye drag, saying, "You trying to kill me?"
Yeah, it's like not today. But that's why Wyvern is such a good hero against lycan. Like lycan at no point itemizes to deal with cold embrace. So yeah, slap that on a hero, he's pretty much gonna live. And also the fact that it lasts for 4 seconds, lycan ult only lasts 18. So by the time that you should get into the fight, you're gonna be wasting quite a lot of that lycan ult.
I am a little surprised, however, that they gave up that tier 1 tower so easily, and stun comes out with cold feet procs, always want to fly, chilling touch comes in, they'll use that ulti, the dark ascension comes in from Funnick to maybe turn this around on always want to fly, the cold feet is there again, they've got the root, mech used, Roger not as easy of a kill as maybe he would have thought, V-Tune continuing to get chased, Funnick doing a lot of damage, V-Tune, he just gets saved there by the cold embrace, but Funnick gonna turn this around on a Aloha Dance now, supports, who needs them? HellRaisers come away with 3. That should not have gone that way. And it just, HellRaisers, I think that one fight kind of saves this game a little bit from just snowballing way out of control.
It saves a little bit for sure, but I think that's just underestimating how tanky this Chen was. He had the Frost Armor from the Ogre. Additionally, he had the mech as well, so he's not going to really be dying that quick to just simply a troll. Especially a troll that was level 6 coming onto 7 with only treads and a blade. So yeah, I think a little bit of a over-aggression there, but again, it's the whole idea. Oh, Huskar they mid.
Huskar now getting caught. He'll try to TP out. There's the Searing Chains and the kill. I mean, this is something that I was talking about. It feels like Iceberg hasn't made any rotations at all. It's strictly farmed, and now HellRaisers are on it to turn this game around and potentially take this tier 1 tower. It looks like they will. I'm looking for more. General getting chased. Spear will land on the Kasani, who is continuing to dive deep here with the help of Funnick and Miposhka. Static Storm comes in. They get the kill on Mars. Ice Blast flying through. Nyx does get hit. They just don't have the follow-up damage to finish him off, and they're going to lose the Winter Wyvern. It is falling apart at the seams here. Now they get the glimpse on Always Want to Fly. Searing Chains is there. Make it another. That is 4 kills in this mid lane.
All right, yeah, this game is very much recovered. This couple swift kills, it's the whole idea of just playing a little bit alone. Like the first overextension top, going into mid, Huskar getting picked off. Like Huskar should never really be in a position where he's getting glimpsed into a kill because he's farming defensively, farming under his tower, getting his armlet, then he can go. The issue is he gets picked off by himself as they go on again into bot lane, onto the troll. Like,
can you get the kill onto the Chen? He can. This might turn. Body blocks coming through from the Chen creeps. Funnick now, he's able to run his way out of this one. Arctic Burn comes in, but there's just no chase on this. And again, it's Huskar starting to rotate, but not really involved and kind of waiting on this armlet, it seems like.
Yeah, this is it's a weird one. I think FlyToMoon they're playing a little bit too confident in terms of just being alone, maybe overestimating their damage. But now they're actually grouped up. I think they're going to be back in a good position.
Arena of Blood, Spear hits onto the Chen. Ice Blast comes through, and it does hit a mark on Miposhka as well as Roger. So they'll at least get to Aloha Dance with a cold embrace to survive. Funnick moving over. They've got the silence out. So Huskar trying to make work here on a Funnick, throwing those spears, and the spear from General misses. They get the kill and Always Want to Fly as Aloha Dance, so they've traded supports. They look over the Huskar. The Armatago is fine from Iceberg for now. And this is right at this moment opening up space for Troll, who's not really involved. So Side of Fist for a second, landing on Iceberg, getting him a bit scared.
I would like to see an early BKB coming out from Huskar though. Like so many Huskars, they don't care about this item, but I think this game you want to get rid of that silence. Like Night Stalker, even though it's daytime, he gets the silence onto the Huskar, and it's like, all right, cool. Now you just right click at me. I don't really care about your right clicks. I only care about your burning spears. So Yeah, an early BKB from Huskar to mitigate that really allows you to kind of throw your face at them.
Oh boy.
Wyvern is
Always want to die.
but
I mean, always want to fly.
Nah, he's a liver.
Spotted
Always
here.
want to live. We're
Always
good
want
to
to
go.
live. Take that
But you can
back
see
real
how
quick.
imagine if this Ember had a little bit of a better game. Obviously, if he wasn't against the Huskar, that is like that AA would just be dead, and that is what the matchup's about. Using the curse though to
But they've got the glimpse on
yeah.
an iceberg, so
I think that was
Okay.
mainly just a. We don't want you to have an arcane rune. That was it. It gives another timing for them to be aggressive. But
although
Nick's in the
Nyx,
top
now with
lane.
the freshly minted Diffusal Blade, he's going to run over on this Lycan who's out of mana, rooted up, and it's 9-9. So for all you F10K betters out there, prepare to have heart palpitations, because this is it's coming down to the wire.
Oh, that's what that means. First 10 kills. Oh, damn. Oh, all right.
Yeah, you see
I
it
never
spamming
really
chat
put
all
through
the time.
Yeah. I just thought it was like some weird, like way of saying like who's gonna win or something. I never really just processed it. All right, now I just feel stupid. The
There's
smoke
the
up from HellRaisers. They're looking for the F10K betters. For what?
Iceberg, Static Storm, and sitting there with low health. That's probably the easiest 10th kill you'll see. And there's the glimpse back onto the Ancient Apparition to send him back to base. However, they've spotted a Aloha Dance who will try to TP out and will be successful, as this Centaur Conqueror not fast enough to stop him.
Yeah, and this is why I would like to see the BKB on the Huskar. Because right now, there you go, he's buying it. Oh, praise the Lord, for we have a Huskar who buys BKB second item.
Towards top, take a look. V-Tune
Doesn't have
spotted.
ultimate.
Spirit Vessel's
Ultimate
on
in
him.
3
and he's got
seconds,
3
3
seconds. Now Iceberg comes in with a life break, looking over at Kasani, who's going to remnant down south a little bit, but Maposhka getting run at. Hand of God keeps him alive for a little bit longer. V-Tune continuing to chase. He still has that ultimate. Maposhka out of mana. They got the kill, though, onto the Ancient Apparition. They'll use that golem to stun off V-Tune, throw the Spirit Vessel on him again. And Iceberg, as well as General, they use that Arena of Blood. They look over, Nyx is taking a lot of damage and ends up dead. Kasani just gets to the low ground with that Remnant and escapes the hands of FlyToMoon, but a 1-to-1 trade that I would say benefits
Trying.
FlyToMoon.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah,
tower is under attack.
Yeah, overall it's pretty not too bad. I think mainly what FlyToMoon are trying to achieve here is they know that nighttime's rough for them because it's Night Stalker's having a pretty good time. But if they can get to their BKB and maybe blink on Mars, then they're gonna be really scary to deal with, like super scary. And this is how most Huskar drafts go. Like even if they have a good laning phase, there's always the classic kind of rebuttal where, "Ha, we got you. We picked you off 1 or 2 times." Hence, this Disruptor, he's having a pretty good game. His glimpses are on point. But the main thing is, how does HellRaisers actually deal with a BKB Huskar or a real team fight in which they play inside the Mars arena, for example? Like right now, all the engagements HellRaisers are winning are based off of glimpses or pole positioning coming out from FlyToMoon. Once they get the items, which means they can kind of seal up their map positioning, then I think it's going to be really rough for HellRaisers to actually take a fight.
Do you think, despite the net worth deficit and what we've seen in the last couple minutes or so, things are still working to plan for FlyToMoon?
Radiant are scanning.
No, I think this will be perfectly fine for FlyToMoon. I think they're slowly progressing towards their timing. You know, their big spike of oomph. Iceberg though, look at him, 100 gold away from his Mithril Hammer. Oh, there you go, boop.
Radiant's top tower
1400 gold away from the old BKB.
And Kasani, he's got that Spirit Vessel. He's going into the Crystallis. Similar to the things we see with the Void Spirit. Sometimes, depending on who's playing it. I feel like sometimes the Void Spirit just goes straight into the Crystallis, doesn't turn
Dire's
back.
bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
it's a hot item right now, that's for sure. But Ember Spirit, yeah, he's got the Vessel. He's kind of hit a timing which is like, alright, I could be strong now, but again, are they trying to do Roshan? Alright, Roger, what are you doing, pal? What are we saying? You trying to just solo Roshan real quick?
Let's put some
Starting it
sacrifices
off.
here for Roche.
Yeah. No, alright, cool. Nice to know, Roger. You can't solo Roshan, just in case you were thinking you could. You've now learnt the lesson.
Are scanning.
Roger doing it in his official game, so you don't do it in your pubs. Chen with 4 creeps, not Roshan viable.
Is he trying to like bait a scan or something like that? Is that even possible? Can you bait a scan and think that you're gonna get scanned and draw them
Sure.
over?
Yeah, of course, that is 100% a play.
Spear connects.
Oh, nice done.
Sleight of Fist Searing Chains out onto the Winter Wyvern, but they've got the glimpse back into the Ancient Apparition right into the hands of the rest of the team to get this kill, and I always want to fly. Now they'll Remnant over, looking to kill off Aloha Dance, so that'll make it a second. Sleight of Fist Searing Chains, Arena of Blood coming through. They've disarmed this Ember for a moment. Iceberg thinking about turning it around. General trying to survive right now. And, well, yeah.
Now
he'll
Roshan's
survive
on the
next
table. Now, Roger, go solo Roshan, but this time with your team. Yeah, this is how the Ember pick really kind of amplifies its potential, where when you jump onto this AA Wyvern, it's like, alright, what are these supports going to do? They have to use Curse to stop him from kind of running over them, but bait out the AA Blast, and off we go again. Like, it's all about this BKB timing right now. I think FlyToMoon, if they can just start getting drawn into these fights, just get their BKBs, then they're going to be in a good spot. Kasani in the river.
Froze over Maposhka, but V-Tune standing still in the kinetic field. They'll still try to give chase. They should have this kill with the Arctic Burn, and they will. Centaur Conqueror trying to help out.
Oh, look at Iceberg though, finding Roger in the mid lane. And using his ult and met. Oh, buddy, this was a lot of commitment.
Still gonna burn out though. And now
Yeah.
Kasani needs to be careful. He doesn't step forward in the Ice Blast for a second.
And now FlyToMoon get Roshan. Like, crikey. Alright, this is a wild series of events. You think one team is going to do it? I guess the rebuttal, though, to this is simply HellRaisers. Even though they win a fight, how do they hit buildings? Like, if they use the Necros for the team fight, then they don't have Necros to push buildings. And without the Necros, I don't think they really have a lot of push potential. They don't have a Vlad's on anyone, I believe. Yep, they don't have a Vlad's. They don't have any real kind of building damage. And obviously Deso, because they've got the Crystallis build and Ember Spirit. So I think FlyToMoon, as long as they're just taking... As long as they're getting picked off in positions which aren't like crate waves next to towers, I don't think they care too much. And especially now that they've got the Aegis and a BKB on Huskar. This is such a big timing for FlyToMoon. Like, they can go, all right, lads, you've been running at us for pretty much 10 minutes straight. We're going to run at you now, and you're going to have to deal with us.
Ooh, and the BKB finish for the Troll. So it definitely feels like a big timing for them, and you can see that they're pressuring the top lane, trying to take a tier 1 tower, but at the same time, pressuring mid. They almost are inviting a rotation to come out, but I think HellRaisers almost wisely are just pushing a tower of their own in a lane that's not occupied by FlyToMoon.
Pretty much, they're just trying to make the map a bit more open. Like, this is such a strong timing right now. Like I just said, it's FlyToMoon. They can just skip out mid wave, skip out top, and the best you can do on HellRaisers is just trying to take these other side towers. But like Kasani, they're doing really good work skipping this mid wave as well, preventing just an immediate tier 2. The rebuttal though for FlyToMoon is like, we don't care. We've got 2 BKBs right now. Huskar and Troll, like, we can just go high ground, but HellRaisers, like, we can go high ground as well.
Both teams are like trying to trade this off, seeing who can do the most damage.
They're trying.
They have a glyph on the Radiant side. There it is.
A whiffed AA ult from
V-Tune? Okay, BKB before the TP, maybe preemptively going in on this, but...
Oh no, this is really bad from FlyToMoon. They've got a couple
was
heroes.
odd. And now they're coming back. They look over towards top as the life break comes in on Maposhka. Try to get this kill into the Disruptor, but Iceberg, he'll lose that Aegis very quickly. So things not really in sync here. Static Storm is ready for Iceberg. They've got the disarm. They'll have the second kill. That was, certainly odd.
That was so bad.
Ooh,
like,
glimpse.
So, like, the fact that, like, so pushing, well, that's a nice little kinetic field. All right. But when you're pushing these side lanes, it's like Lycan, he pushes so much quicker than you do. And you have to respect, like, as soon as Disruptor TP's out, you can't really get out of there. And I think But they either had to decide, all right, cool, they're not coming back, so we should probably go back and defend. I feel like FlyToMoon just trying to trade against his Lycan, not so good. Like, you don't want to be 1-for-1 on Rax at this point. You had the Aegis, you had the position to pressure, and you just traded a Rax. Yeah, not so good. And then the Ember Spirit as well, building towards the Axe. Like, he wants to be able to jump at these backlines consistently, have those additional spirits, have that additional range, and just be in your face. So Kasane recovering from the laning phase, and just simply because he played behind the tower and didn't just throw himself at this Husker.
Yeah, weird turn of events here for FlyToMoon, and HellRaisers looking to take advantage pretty heavily. I mean, they traded the same amount of buildings. This worked out really well for HellRaisers, all things considered. Now they've got the Zags picked up on the Ember. Lycan going into a BKB, just about 1,200 gold away from that, and then into the AC. So we'll see when HellRaisers are going to look to fight. But again, I really liked the game plan from HellRaisers. It's like, you're going to push on us. We're going to stay out of the 2 lanes you're occupying and go down as fast as we can. Like, this is a base race that we know we can win. Especially because they had that glyph available.
Yeah, but the main thing was the fact that HellRaisers, they were the ones who TP'd first defensively, which meant they could always catch those that didn't TP, and it's what Disruptor's built for. Iceberg, though, just chilling by himself in the jungle. Yeah, get out there, buddy. Don't waste your BKB. Don't even try it, man. Get out of there.
Ice Blast does fly over. Iceberg continuing to just sit very cautiously near this Night Stalker, as now over at the Winter Wyvern area in mid, trying to get over to the high ground, but, well, Dark Ascension will help Funnick get over and not just get one, but potentially two here, as Always Wanna Fly is going to be chased down. Freeze over just before he kills Always Wanna Fly. BKB is popped by Vichu, and they finally get the kill with Nyx here, but it looks as though they might lose this Night Stalker, but Hand of God keeps him safe. Spirit Vessel BKB popped by Iceberg. General coming over. And let's see what they can get out of this. Static Storm onto the Troll, and now the Arena of Blood comes in, as well as the Spear hitting onto the Chen, but they get the kill on V-Tune, and now they'll look for more. Iceberg trying to run. He's hit with the Heaven's Halberd. He's disarmed. Searing Chains locks him in place. Sleight of Fist to finish him off. 4 kills here for HellRaisers as they start to take over the game.
They're getting so heavily outplayed right now, actually. HellRaisers just... Whew. Like, you'd expect these like, ever since this split with the Aegis, like, the Aegis was meant to be the time in which they did a lot of work, but right now, 26 minutes. Look at this Huskar's items. Armlet, BKB, plate mail. He's just walking around pretty much doing nothing. Like, he's just getting kited so hard. The Halberd from Night Stalker, the heals coming out from Chen. It's so hard for them to really kind of kill anyone.
HellRaisers, since that little base race has really come ahead, and it was something that we talked about HellRaisers in the draft. Like, we didn't see great execution in game 2. Kind of seeing that here from FlyToMoon in game 3. The lack of execution. Yeah. Just HellRaisers beating them every step of the way at the moment.
Coming back, yeah.
It also feels like Nyx is a lot more active this game than the previous 2. Like, yes, they won game 1, but it just maybe didn't involve Nyx as much as, maybe
I
we
think
would
it's
have
maybe
thought.
the hero, where, like, he's kind of forced to be more active. I think on Lifesteal, you can kind of play a little bit more passive, and you don't have to be so in there. But also, Lifesteal does fall off in terms of there's a couple of Ghost Scepters, 4-star Glimmers, and stuff like this, and you kind of don't know what to do. Lycan, on the other hand, all he needs to do is be in the right position on the map and press Necro, and he's going to have impact, so... I think, yeah, Nyx overall just having a much easier game this game.
Oh my god, Winter Wyvern found again. Well, Dance trying to run, but Funnick, I love that Blink Dagger pickup. It has just been perfect. BKB, the attempt to leave. Iceberg will TP out, but it's really Funnick from game 2 to game 3. He has been very aggressive as well, and very much more a force in this game. This goes after Always Wanna Fly. Another 4-shot coming in, or... Actually doesn't get the kill. The mech keeps him alive, but they've got the glimpse, and now they'll get the kill.
Nighttime flying vision plus disruptor. Very cool.
The easy pullbacks there make it just so hard for these supports to survive. They are so weak against this Night Stalker at the moment.
No, I think for HellRaisers, it's just like the look at this line that Funnick's drawing. Like he's playing so aggressive. It's like even if you want to jump me and kill me, you're gonna have to use either Arena or a Curse or something to lock me down long enough to get on top of me. That then my Lightning comes in or my Ember comes in. Like Funnick's position and playstyle right now is really what's kind of enabling his team just to start building a very slow lead.
So we'll see if FlyToMoon can keep it together. Down 7,000 net worth. It's a tough hold, that's for sure. It feels like it's just so overwhelming from HellRaisers at the moment, and if you try to push on FlyToMoon or you try to take an objective, like you're gonna get pushed in.
I think the best thing though to note is it's so hard for HellRaisers to actually take a fight into their base, into the FlyToMoon's base that is, because you do have quite a lot of high ground hold, be it with the trolls pushing out from a distance, you've got A Blast, you're gonna have the Winter Curse, Mars Arena, like you've got so many different ways to take a defensive fight. So this Huskar will eventually get his levels, and of course if he gets to 25 with the Burning Spear pure damage, then again it's very strong. So that's why you see quite a lot of Huskars actually, they even if they're a bad game, they eventually do come full circle and demolish the late game because of this pure damage. So playing for Roshan, playing defensively for a high ground fight, and even though it's slowly for HellRaisers, there is a strong potential of FlyToMoon having a second life in this game.
It does feel like it's very much on the supports as well for FlyToMoon, because how many times have we just seen Funnick dive in and kill these supports before the fights even begin? And that is something that he's been trying to do, is immediately, look at this, he goes to the back line, he goes for this Winter Wyvern, and if you get the kill into the Winter Wyvern and you have that silence, there's no way to Winter's Curse. The Reno Bud comes in with the BKBs going around the horn. Aloha Dance is already dead. The Ice Blast is thrown from Always Wanna Play. He's going to be picked off by Funnick to start this off. He's already got himself a double kill. They get the kill into Roger. I mean, this is FlyToMoon. Ooh, grabbing the spear. They've got the glimpse. They have these bashes coming through. He'll eat the cheese. Can he survive? No, he can't. They blow through him.
Wyvern though, he did buy back as well, and he's going to get picked off potentially by the Absolute Zoot. No, alright, cool, we're in the clear.
Good force staff. Aegis though, picked up by Huskar. Obviously, you saw the cheese eaten there by the Ember.
Yeah, so this is kind of what FlyToMoon wanted. They get the Aegis. It now gives them another little bit of like, alright, we can go. They do lose the bot range racks, whatever. Casualties of war. And you can see the line's been drawn. AA's like, get me out of this game. Go mid right now.
But we see how much Funnick's able to disrupt these fights. Like, literally as I'm talking about how he just jumps the back lines, he does exactly that. He knew where the Winter Wyvern was, to just jump in and almost prevent that Winter's Curse from coming off. He was right on top of the Wyvern, and it's really just been such a struggle for these two supports. And we take a look. I mean, 0-7-5 for Aloha Dance, 3-8-3. You're part of 15 of the 22 kills for the side of HellRaisers. Arena comes in, spear hits onto the Chen. They've got the cold feet to follow it up, as well as the Ice Blast. So Roger dead to rights. He does not have buyback, and he is short 150 gold.
But look at the Lycan. We've seen this happen before. Lycan going for the split push. They are going to get the racks quickly though. Can they maybe catch them?
They're looking for
they got the
curse.
Oh,
they have it.
There it is.
So now Iceberg comes in. BKB was used on the run, and yeah, they won't catch him. I
Not gonna lie,
he had it earlier.
I apologize for everyone. I thought that it was actually the troll who TV'd back.
Oh man, Remnant in. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains comes through. Always Wanna Fly is going to be killed off first. They've got the Spirit Vessel on a V-Tune. He's on the run. He'll pop that BKB as well as his ult. Just trying to find something here, as now the Searing Chains comes out on the General. I feel like General should have just left here, but he stays a little bit too long, and now the BKB is used by General. He'll try to leave and will be successful in doing so, but I mean, if he dies there, that's a huge issue. And actually, the Troll dying there, he's dead for 95 seconds.
Yeah, it's the fact that they're able to force TPs back to deal with the Lycan, whilst also they're not being in a position to get out. I think the troll got a little bit greedy there, where they got the racks. That should have just been a straight like BKB TP out. Sure, I lose a BKB charge, but we got a racks tick. We can make this play again. Instead, they're like, we get the racks, we then shuffle back a bit, we then go for a little kip. No, we do this, we do that. It's like, no, be clean. Respect the fact that you can't kill the Lycan, because if your troll TP back after getting that racks, and then you got the curse off, and then you have the troll layering bashes on top, BKB works out, get a cheeky root, you're gonna get a kill. But instead, it's like you send your Huskar back. Your Huskar doesn't do anything, tiddly twat, to a BKB Lycan. So I think right now it's just the way that FlyToMoon are reacting to the Lycan will potentially put themselves in positions where they get punished. Like right now, Troll's dead for 40 seconds, HellRaisers are pushing down mid. Lycan's not, luckily, doesn't have Necro up right now. It is about to expire in 10 seconds, so you're not going to have insane push, but yeah, this is going to be a spooky time the next 25 seconds.
Iceberg, what can he do here? Spirit
Still
Vessel
Aegis,
placed
though.
on him, so he's got the Aegis. He's going to hold that BKB. If he does, in fact, pop, and with the glimpse he should. Trying to arm with Toggle his way to surviving, and he's doing a good job at that so far. Gets disarmed once again, and he's done a good job at just staying alive and holding the Aegis.
And there
But
it is.
the Aegis is close to timing out, so I'm wondering if HellRaisers are kind of not going for the finish, hoping that he stays at this low health, and the second the Aegis expires, they go in and jump on him, like they know the timings that well. Silence comes out again onto the Winter Wyvern. The Remnant forward. The Ice Blast comes in with the BKB being popped by Funnick as well as Kasani. The Life Break forward. Glimpse back again onto Iceberg. They've got the Cold Feet out as well as the Spear missing onto Funnick. Had that hit, maybe they were able to get the kill, but they lose the Winter Wyvern once again.
Yeah, it's getting worked right now by this Night Stalker. It all boils down to the lack of lockdown that they have. Night Stalker runs in, it's like, oh, well, what do we do? Answer, pretty much nothing. They need the Abyssal Blade on Troll Warlord, but he also needs a Satanic to survive. He needs pretty much 2 items to then be like the absolute unit he was always looking to aspire to grow up to be.
Now that Aegis expires.
And there it goes, yeah.
So having that Aegis expire, I feel like if the timings were just right, that could have gone so well for HellRaisers. They might have been able to finish the game if they were able to kill that Housecar like that. He's actually bought out on the Reaver, so he kind of needs to be careful, and Arena missing. That's another thing that has been a constant theme, it feels like, in these in this series, is just missed ults.
Those big spells. Not hit. But we see here, Ember just chilling top lane, Lycan chilling bot lane. They're just, pushing in the lanes, forcing this like big death ball-y style of late game not to leave their base, and which I think FlyToMoon, they're not too concerned about. They know that any defensive fight they take, they're going to be able to win. Night Stalker is thriving right now, simply due to him being able to get pickoffs. Low, her dance positioning right now is a little bit questionable.
Yeah, this is the Ags reveal, and a problem here for the Huskar. The Winter's Curse comes in as well as the Ice Blast. Finally, Iceberg will get the BKB off. They'll look over at Maposhko, goes into the Glimmer Cave to survive. They'll look over at Kasani for a second. Iceberg, no targets there, and the BKB is now no longer available for him, and the Spirit Vessel hits. Again, he doesn't have buyback available to him. Short 730 gold, so godlike for Funnick. BKB's been popped by Kasani. They get the Searing Chains out onto the Troll. Troll, he's also short of buyback. So they get the kill into V-Tune, and this could be really just a game-winning fight overall, as they've got the root once again onto the Troll. They'll use the Arena, missing once again. General low on health, looks over at Funnick. They've got the Glimpse back onto V-Tune. Lockdown again with the Searing Chains. The Cold Embrace will keep him alive for now. They start to move over. Cold Feet placed onto Kasani, and V-Tune finally able to run this one out.
Meanwhile, Lycan mid.
Mid, he's taking the tier 3 as well as the melee racks.
Yeah, this is all about positioning right now. Like, FlyToMoon, they're just out in the middle of the lane, which forces Huskar to go super low, defensively BKB, Wyvern's 4-staffing away. Like, you have to respect this Night Stalker, you're going to cut through your backline. And when you play out in the big wide world of the map, there's so many angles for Night Stalker to come in. You can abuse the fact that Night Stalker has to dive through towers to get to you if you're playing in your base. And it's 38 minutes. You don't need to go for that extra creep wave. Whatever, gold's pointless at this point. This entire game is based around who gets to jump. If your BKB is correct, do you get that stun on the key target? And FlyToMoon, I think they've just been a bit too lenient with where they're standing, which allows Funnick just to have a great time. Also, just props to Funnick to identify this and also just run in, be so Rambo.
12,000 net worth lead gold. Yeah, not. I mean, the net worth. Just obviously, it's HellRaisers having the lead, but at this point, it's just like feels like just a number. Because if FlyToMoon can win a fight, they certainly can start going for objectives no matter how far behind they are.
Yeah, for sure. Both teams have insane objective potential. It's just FlyToMoon, they're not really stringing together the correct combination of spell usage and to be able to actually win a fight. So VTune also getting quite heavily kited. Quite a lot of times he's ulting onto an Ember Spirit who then spirits away, or he's going onto the Night Stalker but then he gets a kinetic field on top of him. So overall, yeah, just a lot of kiting and poking from HellRaisers, which is putting FlyToMoon on the back foot.
And right now, I'd have to say Funnick is certainly my MVP of the game. He's 9-0-14. I didn't even realize the kill score or the kill line, but I mean, every single time, and I keep reiterating it because I feel like it's so important to the game at the moment, is just the fact that he takes out the Winter Wyvern and the Ancient Apparition, or more just the Winter Wyvern immediately. Like, that's his focus, is just blink in, and it was an early blink tiger. I think it was Halberd blink, and then BKB.
Yeah, it was. Halberd blink, BKB. Halberd allows him to
Itemization
take
is
the,
perfect.
Yeah. Halberd for the earlier skirmishes where obviously Husker won't have anything, any BKBs or anything. Get the blink so that you can play with your Ember Spirit when he has the items. If he goes for an early blink on Night Stalker, he can't play with his Ember because obviously Ember had a really bad lane. So he like postpones certain items to then sync up with his Ember Spirit. Really good itemization from Funnick for sure. But defensive BKB coming out from VTune for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that 18-second cooldown glimpse that's able to force out a BKB.
Yeah.
That is that's a strong ability when it can force a BKB from such a distance. It feels good as a disruptor too, when you're just like, I got a BKB charge. It's okay.
He's on 5 seconds of BKB. Not gonna lie, I don't know at what point it became 5 seconds, but it is an unfortunate time to be the troll warlord. But going for an aggressive smoke, trying to make a play. But look at this Chen. Look at you got Halberd, Ghost Scepter, Vlad, Smack. He's so tanky, so elusive. Like, even if you kill him, it's gonna take so much time. Will it be worth it? They have the scan though.
We'll find out. Roche is going to
Slowly
be up
go
as they
marching
get this
in.
kill. Smoke breaks. They look over. They've got the spear. Do they have the damage? Can they get him killed off quickly enough? They can. So Roger
Yeah,
Ghani does that
cleaner than I thought
buyback.
it'd be. I was waiting for it to be a bit more like, ooh, I've halberded this guy and only 2 heroes. But when you bring all 5 heroes, yeah, all right, cool. No one's tanky. Roshan's up. Okay. This is
Potential.
finding ways. Kind of. Yeah, they're trying. Lycan though, look at Lycan. He's poking his nose in. He's like, all right, you want Roshan? I'll just I'll try and do some stuff. Yeah. Funnick though, using ult just to get that vision, that flying vision from his ultimate. Poking his nose in as well. There you go. But look at Lycan. Quick.
He's looking for Aloha
Drill
Dance.
down.
Look where he is. I mean, that's
Meanwhile,
just. I know. They
Bonnie
got
got
the
the
snatch. Oh, I'm watching the Aloha Dance get destroyed here by
everything, man.
Nyx. They snatch the Aegis. Now back over at Nyx. They've got a glimpse coming through. As Aloha Dance 4 staff's trying to find this Lycan who killed him the first time. I didn't even see that snatch because, I mean, why is there a Lycan behind the Ancient? Funnick, he tries to TP out. Will they finally kill him the first time? And it won't even be a death on his kill score because he's got the Aegis.
But he should die again. They got the diffusal blade up. They've got a lot. Oh no, he just blinked out.
Keyword
Alright,
should, but the blink
well.
is out. Meanwhile, Lycan's still in the base, still looking for
refresh it.
victims, and they'll go over onto this Winter Wyvern who did buy back. Now there's the BKB. He doesn't have Winter's Curse to work with. By the way, guys, I don't want to alarm you, but Lycan's taking your tier 4s. They've gotten the glimpse back onto V2, and they were kiting him oh so well. Iceberg trying to fight as well. Oh my god, it's chaotic overall, but that's benefiting HellRaisers so much. They finally get Nyx to freeze over. Ice Blast hits. Can they follow this up with anything? It really doesn't look like it. Static Storm comes out again. The Woos always want to fly. The kinetic field is holding them close. Iceberg now trying to turn maybe to help General out with Nyx, but he has been such a nuisance, such a chaotic presence within the base that they just can't do anything about it, and they hold the tier 4 at 46 health.
Just what I need.
This combination of Lycan and Night Stalker, like they can't deal with both these heroes. Like even them killing the Ember Spirit inside Rush Pit, it's like, all right, cool. We're gonna send the Lycan at you willy nilly. We're gonna have the Night Stalker non-stop zoning you. Like this guy's got the additional shapeshift duration, the cooldown reduction. Like he's got ultimate on a 70-second cooldown, and it lasts 26 seconds. Like this is gonna be very annoying. He's also got Ags as well, so he's gonna be able to throw out his ultimate on another hero. Spoiler alert, probably the Night Stalker. Yeah, this is FlyToMoon are just being watched right now. Just playing them out. HellRaisers have been twofold that of FlyToMoon.
General
Funnick God.
picking up a Divine Rapier on a Mars. I don't know
You
when the
need
last time
something.
the offlaner picked up a Divine Rapier was.
They need to find something to get back in this game. Like that's for sure. Like they need some big explosive damage because right now they're just getting kited way too hard.
V-Tune's also looking for Divine Rapier. This is interesting if they can get these timings out. That would be something to watch. General, I feel like yeah, he's got the Blink Dagger now, so Jesus Christ,
Yep.
dance. He's not allowed to do anything. They got the spear, they'll look over, they've got the arena out. Do they have the damage? They'll lose always want to fight with the VKB being popped here by Kasani. V-Tune looks over, the Static Storm is going to be dropped down onto both the Troll as well as the Mars.
There it is.
Kasani fighting, but it doesn't matter. The Ancient's gone, and HellRaisers take the series 2-1, Divine Rapier or not.
All right, sure, yeah, that was really solid from HellRaisers. A really good game, I think. FlyToMoon, come on, they too many pickoffs at too many crucial points led to just the collapse of their team. I feel like they needed their troll to have a good game. They needed to get like the Abyssal Blade. They needed a way of locking heroes down. And as soon as you put yourself in a position where you're going for 1-racks and your opponent's going for 1-racks, and then you're the ones TPing late and not reacting first, especially when you have heroes lingering, not wanting to use BKBs for defense, like to get out. Like, yeah, I think HellRaisers just overall just playing a much cleaner game than FlyToMoon.
Yeah, they played it really well. 2-1 victory. Funnick, the MVP there, 11-0-15, doing an amazing job of just shutting down these supports, and his itemization seemingly perfect. And, well, that's it for this series. The next series coming up is Team Spirit, I believe, up against Aggressive Mode. And, well, it's a good one to watch. Team Spirit, there was a time where I thought they would be the next big thing in CIS, and I still believe that they can be with the lineup that they have. I like ILTW, and I like Immersion and Misha. I think Urgon, to me, is the real questionable person on this team, but
Ooh, I
I
don't want
think
to burst
they
your
look-
bubble here, pal, but it's ILTW. He looks very hot and cold. You know, like he farms quite a lot. He puts himself in vulnerable position. He dies. Like I think Team Spirit on paper they have good players, but overall it's their synergy, their ability to play together. In terms of this team environment in official games, it just doesn't look that hot. I've watched quite a lot of their games, and they consistently underperform as that group. So sure, they should be good, but they've been together for quite a long time, and I've not seen a lot of improvements made. So I'm not expecting a lot from Team Spirit, to be honest.
if I had to say one thing about them, if they were to drop Urgon, I'd love to see ILTW back in the mid position. That's what I'd like to see. I remember seeing that a
Maybe.
long time ago. I thought it was very strong. That was, watching his Tinker. I know Tinker's not a very popular
Yep.
hero right now, but it was very impressive. So
Yeah.
we'll be seeing
Yeah,
that
it's a swap
series next.
Yep.
Team Spirit up
Sure.
against Aggressive Mode, and apparently Aggressive Mode is minus Naive and Lil. So it'll be interesting to see what they bring to the table. So we'll be back with that in just a moment. Stay right there.